So we already covered how we define charm, what prevents charms, and now what? How do we achieve it? What actually shapes how people experience a place when they walk down a street? After working on several projects that also led to this book, it led us to develop the system, our original approach to urban design that we call the scaling down system. And at its core, the idea is actually very simple. As we covered in contemporary developments, the elements that we need to make projects work, like cars, access, servicing, larger buildings, they end up shaping our everyday experience and where people spend the most time. So the street, the sidewalk, the place where life happens is ending up defined by those bigger systems. And when that happens, the experience starts to feel disconnected, oversized, overwhelmed, and well, uncharming. So the scaling down system works through two main moves. The first one is scaling down urban space. And what do I mean by that? What that means is that the spaces that people get to experience, mostly the streets, are designed to be compact, defined, and in human scale. And what's important is that that would work also in high density developments. And how do we achieve it even in high density developments? The idea is to separate height from experience. So instead of letting tall buildings dictate how the street feels, we keep the edges of the street low and we move the density either behind or above the edge. You still see it, you still get to the benefits of having tall buildings and density, but it doesn't overwhelm the experience. Too many times we get that formula that a tall building sitting on a podium or a wider building that sits on a wider street, and hence we get that tall buildings needs much wider street than necessary. We're trying to undo this formula. And suddenly what you achieve is a very high density neighborhood that still feels good and comfortable when you walk through it. Second move is to scaling down vehicular impact. Instead of asking every street to handle everything, we split it into two types of streets. I will have a separate video on it, but just in short, we are splitting it to the people streets, which are really designed for everyday life. And there are the support streets that are meant to design to handle most of the car movement. Car can still get close to everywhere. There's no sacrifice in terms of access, but they're no longer everywhere all the time. And what that does, it just frees the neighborhood to be around people, quieter, slower, more comfortable. And once you have those two components together, something interesting happens. Now you have created the conditions for charm to emerge naturally. Get streets that feel good, some open spaces that people actually use, and a public realm that supports it. And the system works with real constraints, cost, regulations, market conditions. It uses traditional familiar building types, street sections, nothing radical. It's really just simply how those pieces are arranged. And this is something we can easily control.